So here's one thing we haven't talked about, which is, you know, we're having like this big natural gas boom in the United States.
Yeah.
We're finding a ton of natural gas.
What isn't that?
Fracking. You know about fracking?
Yeah, I fracked out here to get my water.
You didn't?
Hydrofracking.
Hydro-
Is that the same thing?
I don't know.
It's fracking's
yeah,
forcing something down into the
Yeah.
ground to get
sand
it.
and chemicals to break up stuff.
It's just water.
Yeah. Well, natural gas burns really cleanly, pretty cleanly, and we've got a lot of it.
Then why is the 350 going against fracking? Don't frack New York.
Well, because environmentalism is still environmentalism, and I'm not actually 100% opposed to natural gas. I think the reason they're going at it is because they don't have the full picture in mind now. Like the transition away from oil can't just be a hard stop. I mean, it's going to be like, okay, we're at 80% oil, then we're at 60% oil, then we're at 40% oil, and it's going to take a few decades.
Never going to go away though.
This is a long problem.
I think that's the wrong position to take. It's a poor stance to say that we need to just stop using fossil fuels. We need to get to 0% fossil fuels use, because I don't think it'll ever happen.
Oh, it'll happen. By hook or by crook, it'll happen.
I mean, what about when we run out?
Well, that's the other issue too. No, I mean,
Proven that the Earth.
No, so I could go back and talk about all the oil stuff. Peak oil still was peak oil, and I know we've continued to pump a lot, but we pump less and less every year, and the stuff that we get to is harder and harder to get to, so the price keeps going up. And that stuff that you're talking about, Siberia, I don't know anything about, but it sounds like some other oil just leaked in from somewhere else.
We should look into that.
How can you say that the Earth doesn't reproduce its own stuff?
Oh, it does, but
reproduces
but
its own.
oil does take millions of years to make. It does. It's dead animals. Like that's all oil is. It's dead animals, dead plant and animals. But in one day, the sun irradiates the Earth with enough power to power us for a year. And so, I mean, solar energy is free and it's all around us right now. And the technology to capture it, put a little panel on top of your house and power everything that you own is here today. It's almost a no-brainer to say, I mean, if the government gave everybody a solar panel tomorrow, like they could, I mean, it's only money, right? That essentially frees us up. That's free energy for the world. It's out there and it's able to be captured, and the technology is almost there on like a grand scale to do that. So we definitely will be fossil fuel free at some point in the future. I really hope it's sooner rather than later.
I think that's what's turning a lot of people off of, because they can't believe that that's
A possibility.
Well, I mean, the world,
It's not.
I mean, don't get me wrong, like the world runs on oil. Like we live and die by the price of oil, and the only reason we have modern society at all is because we figured out how to burn fossil fuels. You get a lot of energy out of this magical little juice. And so, you know, we've been living this way for 150 years, give or take. And it's really hard to imagine a new status quo somewhere out in the future. But it's coming.